So we are 5 subscribers away from 100. 5. Actually, it might be less. It was 5 yesterday.
That's so
Yeah.
exciting.
So thank you to everyone who's subscribing.
Yes.
Please share a
You guys are
way
awesome.
to try to get us to that last 5 so we can finally give away this Dorney Park grab bag that's been sitting in our room.
Please.
And I have one more thing to add to it that we didn't show, and that'll be a surprise thing. Yeah, we probably have a larger collection for the next giveaway, like sitting and waiting, and we keep adding to it.
Have so many giveaway collections at this point because we just keep buying
But we still have to get this first one out of here. So
I can't wait.
Share away, please, so we can get the 100 and get this Dorney Park giveaway out of our, check that box off of our list. We are headed to Florida, so when this video posts, we will either be down there or driving. I'm not sure what day I'm going to post it, but it'll be before we actually like see our first area. So there's going to be 2 days down there.
Sorry.
We are looking at the greater Lakeland area, which is a pretty large area between Tampa and Orlando. We did schedule plans to meet with a realtor and a builder to a model home that has like a next gen suite in it. So we'll be meeting up with them to actually tour a model. Not that that model particularly will be built in an area that we choose, but at least we have an idea of size and we have a blueprint of that. So like when we're specifically then looking for a house, once we choose an area and we're looking for a style of house, we can use this as an example. Either like this is perfect, or we like this, but we need a little more space.
I think it's going to need a little more space, but I don't know. I'm very excited to look.
We're used to having basements.
Like a finished basement.
More storage. Yeah, I mean, we have one tiny 1-car garage right now, which we don't even use as a garage, but it at least gives us some storage plus an entire finished basement. Whereas Florida, obviously, there's not many homes with basements. But they do have larger garages. So most people, utilize their garages for space. So this model would have a 2-car garage, and we're only used to having one tiny garage.
I guess like what I also like is like I like that like there's a finished basement like our house, like you have the finished basement.
Well, you can go in separate rooms. You're not on top of each other.
Yeah, and then like we have our front room, and then we have the living room, and then we have the rooms in our sitting room.
The only open floor plan in our current house is the living room, kitchen, dining room. There's like a separate room in the front, but I mean, I guess that's the next gen suite. Like you have a separate space for somebody.
Yeah.
There is an office space doors be shut than the bedrooms, but I mean, that's kind of the known thing in Florida is open floor plan with like vaulted ceiling, and even there's very few homes that are 2 stories just because of weather, the wind. It's just easier to build single story.
They're getting more though. Like more of the new homes are these multi-levels, kind of like in the Northeast.
It's not out of the question, but they're less prevalent.
So honestly, because it's Florida and in the area we're going to look in, like, yeah, it will get cold in sometimes, for me at least. We could even make like an outdoor area on our cover lanai, like an outdoor living room TV area. So it's another space.
The whole plan. Yeah. I mean, usually there's a little patio before a pool.
So like make that
TV even if we have to install a pool, like after we buy a house, whatever the patio area is still a sitting area before you get to the pool area. And I always intended on like putting a television out there. So like you could watch something from the pool or whatever. Those are the details that are so far away.
Yeah. I'm just excited to see like what it's a smaller square footage and everything. I'm just excited to see like what exactly does that look like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're basically gaining the next gen space in lieu of a basement. You know what I'm saying? Like imagine if your mom were to live with us now and she was able to use steps. Like she could utilize the whole basement as her apartment and it wouldn't really affect us. Whereas, we're just used to houses that have square footage that are up levels, whereas Florida's are spread out more so. But we've looked at other models of homes that are 2 level, but there's not much to an upstairs. All of them seem to just open to a great room.
And then have the
and
bedrooms
then
off.
like 2 or 3 bedrooms up there, or 2 bedrooms typically, because the master suite's still downstairs.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's all just part of our exploration to figure out what's what. But we didn't want to look at specific models this soon, but we did see that blueprint online, and we were interested to like just get an idea of the size and the scope for ourselves, so we had a base to go off of as we move forward things. But the builder is Lennar, and they're like nationally known building company. I've heard nothing but good things as far as my research. And my sister actually got a hold of me, and she said Lennar was a builder of her home in Katy, Texas, and it was a very nice home. Never had any issues. And she said it's almost identical layout except the next gen suite. So it's kind of tough because of how homes are selling so fast down there. It's almost like cash. If you go on Zillow.com and look at homes in Florida, it literally says like contact Zillow for cash sale now to guarantee, like they're literally advertising like you to pay cash for houses. So that tells you how fire it is. I've heard that it's dying down a little bit, but I mean, there's builders just building and building and building.
You know what stinks is I wish I had a crystal ball, because like we could make a good amount of money on this house, and I kind of like am half tempted just to sell it because I don't want it to go down. That would stink if it went down. It'd be great if it went up more, but I don't know about that.
So we are driving down too. So we chose, because of the flight, and I'm glad we chose this because now it's nothing but flight cancellations again.
And we chose this a few, I'd say
ahead of
2
time.
months or so ago. That
I'm always a planner, like looking ahead and looking at all like possible things that can get in a way of me accomplishing what I want and eliminating them ahead of time.
And I am not, and I go with the flow.
So she just goes with my flow because I plan. So we actually had bought airline tickets and planning to just save some time and fly down there and fly back. It's just the two of us, not expensive, blah, blah, blah. But then, hear of all the cancellations things, and then like I ended up being able to gain another day off through my work, like the Friday before we were going to leave. So I'm like, well, let's just leave Thursday night. So we're going to leave like Thursday night and start the first leg down right after work. We chose not to fly to eliminate the whole thing about flight cancellations and last minute having to
stuck somewhere.
We've heard nothing but people they've had flight cancellations or changes, some up to 7 times in a 24-hour period, ultimately to have that cancel, and they still end up having to drive. So nope.
I don't have the patience for that.
If flying is unreliable, I will not fly. I will not give them my money. No, we didn't, because we changed our plans and it wasn't a medical emergency or anything. We're not getting our money back, but we will be flying at some point, multiple times,
so we got
over the next couple of years. Yeah, so we're sitting on a credit where we can use that to purchase tickets later when we want to, which, I'm fine with. It's just money already spent. And we already know, like, we may have to fly down just for a closing or something in the future over the next year or so. But, our quick meeting, who knows? So we may have to
job
fly.
interviews.
Yeah, we may
Things
have
like
to
that.
do quick trips, and we don't have the luxury of time. But we do now. So, and we were originally going to be flying back on a Saturday to be back to work. I always like a little time off between vacation going back to work. But unfortunately, we added that last day, Sunday, of driving back as our last leg to still be back for work on Monday. Ugh. But it didn't really affect anything. It just now is a road trip adventure.
And we get 2 extra days together.
Oh, yeah. We're listening to metal. Did you know Disney has a channel on Pandora now? Do you have Pandora on your phone?
Can we do that, the metal?
I mean, we have so many hours. I'll turn metal on while you're sleeping. Because you're going to sleep as soon as you within an hour, you're going to be sleeping.
I sleep so well in the car. Just so well.
So the other part of it was rental cars are so expensive right now. Like, everybody blames inflation, but it's just the cost of business because of inflation, not prices being the reason for inflation. The cost of rental cars have gone up like 40% in the last 2 years.
Ooh.
So I had looked into pricing, and we do have a Costco membership. It's executive, so we do save the most potential. So what was the price? Around 700 for to rent a car for the whole trip, and I was willing to spend that because there's no way I will go anywhere without my own means of transportation. So like I'm either driving, or if I fly, I'm renting a car.
You're so like my dad.
That's even well, why would you rely on someone else? Like public transportation? No. Like I get it, there's Uber and Lyft, but that's a bonus. We just get to save that money instead. So with Costco, and that was the cheapest. But then when I found out the rental company that Costco used, you can't choose. I think there's two, maybe. I might be wrong, but the one that was the cheapest was the one I heard the most complaints about online, as far as like when you get there. Like we were flying into the Orlando airport, and you go to that counter, you will stand there for hours, probably because of staffing issues, whatever, everything that's affecting businesses nowadays. And I'm not one to stand in line. So like,
And I'm certainly not one to
I
stand in
would
line.
for sure drive down to have my own vehicle, come and go as I please. We can choose to do whatever we want because we have our own vehicle. Save $700, which even paying for two hotels on the way, one on the way down, one on the way up, and the gas, even going to come close to $700, let alone.
Well, and it's a good thing. We have a hybrid.
Well, yeah.
So that's really good.
The hybrid helps. And,
yeah.
That was one of our smartest decisions, was getting out of a bad loan of an older car, and getting into this.
Yeah, for
knowing how much driving we'd be doing. Just a little channel update too, I guess, while we're here. So this will probably be out on Thursday or Friday. Like the beginning of our trip. So 3 days, I think we already said that in the initial announcement video of when we're going to Florida. 3 days in Disney, staying on property in a Disney resort for the first time.
For the first time.
Did you just sing?
Did I?
That sounded like it.
I was just a happy.
So and it's an older resort, Caribbean beach resort. And it's a moderate. It's not, what are they? There's a low, moderate, and
like budget?
Expensive. Budget, moderate, and
not
rich
gross.
people. So, but
we'll be down here.
The cost, I did obviously cost researching everything else, and probably because it's an older resort, it's very similar in price to the budget hotels. It's a beautiful resort from what we've seen. There's so much content out there of like their resorts and everything else. Like I didn't make this channel to like do what everybody else is doing. So we'll probably film way less. Plus it's our anniversary, so I don't want to be behind a camera the whole time. So we our initial base plan is just to like film new experiences that we've never done and give our review, kind of our review-esque videos. There's a ton of different food. It's Food and Wine Fest at Epcot, so we'll be obviously tasting a lot of new things. There's several rides that have come out since the last time we were there.
I can't wait.
So we'll do some ride reviews and things like that. But as far as like walking around the parks and showing things, there's so many videos that you can go search for on YouTube and learn about Disney. I'm not here to teach about Disney. We don't even live there. So it's all about new experiences and things that are new to us. Yeah, and we'll be doing a lot more than just like Disney parks.
Yeah,
just because,
for sure.
There's a ton to do.
Like Discovery Cove.
There's plenty of videos on Discovery Cove as well.
But not ours.
So the resort, I think the only real resort video we're going to do is we'll do a comparison of staying off property, because the few times we've been down there, we've stayed in some pretty dang nice hotels, and they were all Costco travel packages. Yes. So we saved so much money by booking through Costco with like include the park tickets, off property resort stay, like you have your own washer and dryer. It's basically your deluxe stay at Disney.
Well, didn't you book
saving
through Costco this
thousands? No.
Why?
Because you can't book this hotel like you're limited to
Oh, like the Swan and Dolphin and Marianne
yes,
stuff.
you can
Okay.
book through Costco. I think Swan and Dolphin, but nothing was available, and you're gonna pay even through Costco. You're gonna pay a lot. So like I just was trying to find the dates we were going and figure out the cost. And Caribbean Beach Resort was available. Plus, the initial thing I was looking for was to stay in a Little Mermaid room to surprise you at, I think it's the Art of Animation, which is a budget hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, there was no room. So I think I chatted with guest services, Disney guest services.
Yeah, that's what you told
and
me.
they suggested Caribbean Beach Resort because it's still Caribbean, Little Mermaid, even though there's nothing Little Mermaid about it.
To Fate's Beach.
So, and again, Disney and their sales tactics, maybe they're pushing people that way because a lot of people don't stay there. Or, it's one of the last to fill up because it's one of the older resorts. I think it was built in the 80s.
Which one did we request? Jamaica?
Yes, it's the yellow buildings.
Yeah.
It is near like the main Skyliner hub, which since we drove, we're going to do the Skyliner for sure.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait.
But we just haven't decided if we're going to do that like to the parks and just leave the car at the resort or drive to the parks. As far as spending money, it's you pay $20. Like if you have a car parked at the resort, and this happened like a few years ago, this started, Disney charges you to have a car at the resort. But you don't pay to park at the parks. So either way, you're spending $20 to park, or 25, whatever it is now. It's only 20 at the resort. I think a park at the parks might even be up to 25 by now. But because you're a resort guest, you don't pay to park at the parks. So it's a wash, really. So like if you're staying off property.
Wait, do you have to pay $20 per day?
Yeah, per night for your vehicle. But again, you're not. So like we normally stay off property. We would normally be paying 20 or 25 bucks every day we go to the park.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to pay that now, but we're just in turn
paying
it another way. It was all going to Disney either way. You're paying to park in their parking lot at the park, goes to them, or you paying at the resort because you're staying on property, it's going to them.
Yeah. So Jamaica, we did we watched one of those videos on YouTube and somebody did a whole tour. And bonus on Jamaica, right across, if you get this one corner section of Jamaica, which I hope we get, there's a Joffrey's coffee.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it's...
Not that I'm into Joffrey's coffee. No offense to Joffrey's coffee. I'm not, but it's coffee.
And who knows when it opens. So I did figure out what type of coffee maker is in the room and bought the exact pods because we're coffee snobs. I like dark roast espresso coffee, strong flavor. So we got our own coffee to take with us that will be used in the room. Because with Genie Plus rolling out before we go, because we're filming on the 18th right now. Genie Plus starts tomorrow, the 19th. So we will be utilizing that to its fullest. It's a new planning app that is part of My Disney Experience. And you can look up certain information about rides. It gives you suggestions. You can pay for Genie Plus, $15 per person per day in the parks. And that gives you access to lightning lanes for the rides to skip lines. So it's kind of replacing their fast pass system. There is thousands of videos online explaining that, so I'm not going to explain it all. It's a little complicated, but I've researched enough and I fully understand it. So we are going to utilize that to its fullest when we're in Disney next week, and then we will give our review of that new application to help maximize your day, because I am all about skipping lines and I'm all about maximizing my time. So we'll have a couple of days of seeing what other people say about it for us to have a little bit of knowledge going into it to start it ourselves. But you have to get up at 6:45 every day of your vacation to make your choices of lightning lane, or if you're going to buy individual rides, it can only be the... Yeah.
Do I have to get up too?
No. I'm an early riser.
Parks open
8:30, 9.
So you still have to get up early.
Yeah, that's what a lot of negativity about this Genie program. If you buy Genie Plus, you can't pick things in advance. You can buy Genie Plus in advance, but the day you can only make your Lightning Lane choices or pay for a la carte individual Lightning Lane rides the day of, and it unlocks at 7 a.m. So they make you get up at 6:45 or so.
Disney, people want to sleep. Okay, they're on
And
vacation.
To me, I never saw Disney as a relaxing vacation. So I know you say it's a Disney vacation, but there's nothing relaxing.
No, you need like a vacation.
No, Disney
after your
is an
vacation.
experience. Disney is like completely going into some other world. Hence
Yes.
Disney World. Like you're escaping your reality to completely get away.
It's
And
so fun.
yes, it's awesome, but it is not a vacation. It is not relaxing. Like you can plan days in between your parks to relax.
And we've never done that.
Yes. So we're always go, go, go. And that's fine. Like I don't have any problems with that. I prefer doing things. I can't just sit around. But we do have a relaxing day on our last day, our checkout day. Well, that's when we're going to ride the Skyliner for sure. We have some planned things that we'll do.
And
some
we
recording
added
on.
that day.
Yeah, we added a
after.
third night. I was just going to do 2 nights and 3 days of parks. But we added after, I surprised Colleen of where we were staying. We added a third night so that we could have
A resort.
And then we chose to drive, so we're flexible on when we leave Florida. So it just kind of all fell together with
Might not leave. Might just send for my children and dogs.
We have reservations too of several restaurants we've never eaten at before, so we will do some food reviews for sure over there. And I'm kind of experimenting with YouTube shorts too. So I made one of a woolly bear caterpillar, but like I'm interested in just doing some short videos too. Like instead of, they're generally like 10 minutes to a half hour or so, but just like a couple minute things. So maybe I'll do some shorts of just the food reviews. Like, hey, here's a 50th thing, because we're not going to go try every 50th like celebration food there is. Only something that looks like you might like it. There's videos, again, of people trying everything.
I don't want to gain weight this trip.
We're going to be doing a lot of walking.
Yeah, like I want to lose weight with the walking we're doing.
I'll be trying a lot more than she will.
Yeah.
Or you'll just taste.
I'll just taste.
I mean, I'm not, but I'm just saying, like, if there's like one thing at one location,
like
we're not
Chef
we're not doing a whole
What's
video of like the whole thing. We'll just do a quick short of that one item.
What is that
Chef Art Smith's Homecoming.
Every time I see something about this or look at their menu,
every single thing on their menu looks so good.
I'm like, that's what I'm gonna get. That's what I'm gonna get.
And then you see something else.
Yes, and I'm like, oh no.
Like today,
what
was there
can't.
Key West shrimp cocktail? I think that was called.
You can
with
only
some kind
eat
of
so
slaw.
much.
Like it's a pile of slaw and shrimp. I don't know, but I'm like, just we got shared that first, and then the fried chicken and the deviled eggs. And
listen, those deviled eggs have like Colleen written all over them.
Well, yeah, that's definite. There are what they call magical moments, I think, or something. There's like additional things. So now through 2021 and 2022, I don't know if this is normal or if it's just part of the 50th, but magical extras, that's what it's called. So we'll be getting vouchers to go mini golfing at one of the 2 Disney owned like miniature golf courses,
which I didn't even know they owned them.
Well, I knew they existed, but I didn't feel the need to when you're at Disney, like it's different. When we live there, we can go do those things, but when you're spending the amount that you do traveling to go there, you don't have time for mini golf. Like like to make that part of your plan. But
hotel night,
because it's free, I have no problem trying to squeeze it in. But I did hear one thing that somebody said online was they think the tickets aren't good after 4 p.m. So they try to make you go to them during the day. And my speculation is if that's true, it's literally just more crowd control for Disney. They want to give you free stuff to try to get you to go do something else to alleviate going to a park or something.
I don't want to go mini golfing during the day.
No, we just won't use them. No. I mean, whatever.
Well, wait, that will be a fun thing to do then when we move there. And we can take Melody.
Yes, but
Melody likes that.
So we'll find out when we get there. But there's like luggage tags. There's like vouchers for other things. There's a they give you some kind of magical extras card when you at the front desk of every resort, and that's what you need to scan for all your discounts. So you shop with that card. So like the
Oh.
Sanook store in Disney Springs, there's 20% off.
I cannot wait to go there.
So you scan that magical extras card to give you your discount before you pay.
Can
So
you use it multiple times?
I have no idea why
I love
you're
the
going.
Sanook store.
We're going there once for shopping. So that's
I'm
our
done.
channel update. That's our trip to Florida update. Oh, that was the other thing.
What?
I did so in helping to celebrate the past 50 years of Disney. And experimenting with shorts. I have some on-ride videos that I'll be posting throughout the week that we're away, because obviously I am not editing that entire week. I have some videos that are going to be scheduled and posted while we're away on the scheduled dates, but like almost every day of the week, probably there'll be a post on this channel of that I've already edited and put together. So
On rides.
yeah, throughout like when we were there in 2014, 16, and 18. There's a video of
like,
some of the rides and things.
already.
And then when we went to, and because it's Halloween, when you and I went 5 years ago,
The
5
Boo
years. Yeah, Boo
Oh.
Bash. Right now they don't have the Headless Horseman walking out at Disney World at all before their Halloween celebration. But back then they did. So I have that footage of like you hear the clippity clop and they go by.
That was so good.
Yeah.
I remember that. I don't remember much.
You
but I
can't
remember
forget
that.
the Headless Horseman ever.
No.
So there's, clips of that, and so I just put together some shorts that I'll be posting to as our contribution to celebrating the 50th.
That's so
And we
sweet.
may do our first live video. I don't know what or when during the week, but while you're at work, I guess you can tune in live while we're there. I don't know.
It's one of those spontaneous. You can see what it's like to be me. Let's just go live. Totally spontaneous.
I don't know. We'll see. But there's no editing with live. There's no.
So forgive me for what I say. It's what you say.
And I can't cut out all of your rambling.
Yeah, I do ramble. It's just because like you distract me. You start talking about something, but in my head I'm like, no, I'm thinking about this. We can't
That's
talk
not
about
me
that
distracting
yet.
you, it's your brain. All right, that's going to wrap up our channel update, our trip to Florida. I think we covered everything at this point.
I think. I mean, damn, that was
And this
a lot.
is the last recording I had to do, and then edit this to like give me peace of mind to leave in a couple of days.
Please give him peace of mind. I'm like, hey,
No
you
more
want to watch
recording.
a show?
Nope.
Do you know how much editing I had to do? And I'm like, no, I don't. I'm playing sequence with melody.
All right, until next time. Oh, maybe subscribe below to follow along with our Florida travel plans. Florida, our move to Florida. We didn't even come up with a name. Not
That's
a single
right.
person has suggested a name. Everyone is dropping the ball. And
Can't
we're
do
just
everything here.
so for now it's just our moving to Orlando vlog. So subscribe below to follow along.
Bye.
Last tag.